Louis Rocky Bacigalupo. I guess in this context, I'm a writer and an actor, and I've directed film. I'm a dreamer. I suppose I play some music. I've tried to take photographs. I think that there's like photographers and writers and painters, but I don't know if I would be I would consider myself anything too specific, because I think that like there's masters of photography and there's masters of skill in painting, but I just think that I'm more of an artist, because I will just inherently, whatever the fuck is in front of me, I'll probably try to make something, I suppose. But I wouldn't label myself as some, because I'm just not as good as you know, masters of their craft. I'm just some guy. I'll carry this around and I'll just fill it up with bullshit. Like, let me find a good one. Because a lot of this, like, verbatim will make it into the scripts. It's completely self-serving and selfish. Just I'm not, you know, I do it because I have to, in my heart and my body, my head. Because I don't know. It's like very cathartic for me. This is a note to a girl. M, I wanted all your weirdness, living and breathing, written down in English on white lined paper. Lewis. Okay.
What moments do you find inspire you to create what you create?
Everyday life. And mostly like the ugly bits, I find. Conflict and human experience. The things that make us the same but not different, like love and anger, jealousy, revenge.
How would you describe your process?
Chaotic, neurotic, obsessive. It always seems like fun in hindsight, but it's always a nightmare. I mean, so it'll be like, talking earlier, it'll start as I'll overhear someone say something in a bar or yelling at their boyfriend, and I'll write that down and I'll think there's something. So to me, it's often I hear something that I think is funny in like a dark way, and then it'll turn from a line on a page or a photograph, something I see that is wow, you know, and then that'll turn into a scene maybe, and then they'll turn into characters, and then those characters will turn into me, and it will become my voice in different categories of my life. I don't know. It takes a long time to write, because a lot of times you'll write something and then you just wait until it's the right time to use it. Like, there's a spark there, but it's kind of like Tetris or something. I don't know. It's different processes. It depends on the piece. Like, for instance, the 80-12 thing that I'm promoting now, that I directed, comes out in March. So that was an astrological piece where there was 12 characters and they're each representative of a zodiac sign, and it goes in order, like an anthology, like a series. So the first episode is called Aries and Taurus, which is Ariel and Tauri, and they're amalgamations of those signs. Then Genie, Mr. C, Genie Gemini, Mr. C Cancer, and so on. But I had to find, they're each archetypes, right? Aries is the ambitious first generation American who needs to fucking succeed and get into a good school. Tori's the son of a alcoholic, a football player who's not getting into college, you know, and so forth. But I'm not any of those people. But I gave them my voice in the context of what they want and what I wanted. This is my favorite book. I could read you a little bit.
Sure.
This is Jesus' Son, Dennis Johnson. There's a film, but I like the book better. This is highlighted. The Vine had no jukebox, but a real stereo continually playing tunes of alcoholic self-pity and sentimental divorce. Nurse, I sobbed. She poured doubles like an angel right up to the lip of the cocktail glass, no measuring. You have a lovely pitching arm. You had to go down to them like a hummingbird over a blossom. I saw her much later, not too many years ago, and when she smiled, she seemed to believe I was making advances, but it was only that I remembered. I'll never forget you. Your husband will beat you with an extension cord, and the bus will pull away, leaving you standing there in tears, but you were my mother. I thought that was heavy. So Lawrence in The Mortician is, he used to be a boxer, and he's like this brooding tough guy, and he's also like very smart. He studied his whole life to be a funeral director, and the story of The Mortician begins when he finds out that he's no longer going to he's no longer going to inherit his family's funeral home because he's a drug addict. And while I've been cast as drug addicts before, I don't think I've ever been cast as like like a tough guy. I'm always like, hey man, can I buy a burn? You know, got a light? Like, fuck your mom, fuck homework. I'm like that guy. But I knew that I could do it, so I had to write it for myself. But in that context too, I mean, that was my voice saying that I deserve something that I'm not getting, and if you're not going to give it to me, I'm going to fucking take it. If I stopped working for 1 second, I'd probably feel like I was going to die, because the moment I'm not completely overwhelming myself with work, the darkness starts to seep in. The walls start, and mortality and relationships and regret, shame. They just distract. I mean, we all distract ourselves in different fucking ways. Some people eat, some people do drugs. Some people write. I think that you need to go and make your own opportunities, though. I don't think you should be waiting for anyone to give you a job. I mean, that's the only reason that I have had any kind of success. It's because I wanted to be the character that I saw in my head. I wanted to make that fucking script.